Hello YouTubers. Today I wanted to take you all through my iTunes music library. First we have ABBA Gold. We have Adele 21 and Adele 25. We have Elena Miles, Alex Parks, All Saints, a great band, Amanda Holden, a Britain's Got Talent judge. We have Anastasia with the album Anastasia, Freak of Nature, Anastasia, Not That Kind, Anastasia. The next album we have is On My Own by Anita Dobson and Anton Deck, The Essential Collection. We have The Greatest Hits from Atomic Kitten and Let's Go from Avril Lavigne. Next on the list we have B.B. King, The Definitive Greatest Hits, BBM, Around the Next Dream, Bee Gees, The Ultimate Bee Gees. We have Belinda Carlisle, The Collection, and Belinda Carlisle, The Very Best Of. We also have The Best Betty by Bette Midler and The Experience the Divine by Bette Midler. We have Beverly Knight, Affirmation. We have the Great American Songbook by Billie Holiday. We have More Blues for Gary, Bob Paisley and Friends. We have The Very Best of Bonnie Tyler. We have Hits Live by Brad Paisley. We have Brandy, Full Moon. Britney Spears, Baby One More Time. Britney Spears, Greatest Hits, My Prerogative. Britney Spears, In the Zone. Britney Spears, Oops, I Did It Again. The Buddy Guy, Buddy's Baddest Best Blues. We also have Carlos Santana Classics, The Ultimate Carlos Santana, The Ultimate Santana by Carlos Santana. We have All the Way, A Decade of Songs, Celine Dion. And we have The Color of My Love, Celine Dion. We have Falling Into You, Celine Dion. We have Share, Believe. If I Could Turn Back Time, The Greatest Hits from Cher. Messy Little Raindrops, Cheryl Cole. Cheryl Ladd with the album Cheryl Ladd. The Road to Hell and Back Again, or The Road to Hell and Back, Chris Rea. That's a live album. We have Essential Songs of Modern Worship, and I put that under Christian Worship. God is in the House, I put that under Christian Worship. The World's Favourite Hymns, that's also under Christian Worship. the world's favourite worship songs, Christian worship. I have Christine Aguilera with the album Christine Aguilera. I have Cilla Black, the best of Cilla Black, especially for you, Cilla Black. And then we move on to the very best of Cilla Black by Cilla Black. Then we have Antoni Ricci Symphony, that's in classical music. The J.S. Bach Complete Concertos. And we have Barber with the Adagio classical music. We have Beethoven in the Classic FM Beethoven Late String Quartets, Volume 3, Opt 130 and Opt 133, the full works, classical music. We have Beethoven Symphonies, classical music. We have Berlioz Overtures, Berlioz Symphony Fantasies. We have Bizet Symphony in C. We have Brahms Sonatas for violin and piano. We have Brahms Symphony No. 2, and we have Schubert on the same album. We have Bruckner Symphony No. 8, which is a great album. We have Bruckner 9 Symphonies and Bruckner the Symphonies, that's complete symphonies. We also have Chopin Sonato No. 3, the Classic FM album, the Dvorak Symphony 9. We have Elgar String Quartet in E, Franz Schmidt Complete Symphonies. We have the Franz Schubert Quartet and the Fritz Kelser Plays Brahms. We have the Giller Symphony No. 1, Handel Water Music, Kiliov Symphonies, Kalinkoff Symphonies. We have Lark Ascending and Ludwig van Beethoven Symphonies. In that same section, we have the Mahler Symphony No. 5 and the Mahler Symphony No. 6. We have Mendelssohn Overtures and Mozart's Clarinet Concerto. We have Mozart's Serenade K361. We have Mozart's Symphony, Nielsen C Violin Concerto, Nielsen Symphonies, Rachmaninoff Piano Concertos, Ravel and Debussy, String Quartets, Richard Strauss with the Tone Poem Album, Rusky Korsakov, the complete concertos. We have Sain's Piano Concerto, Schubert Complete Symphonies, and Schumann Symphonies. Next in the line we have Shostakovich Symphonies, Symphony number 11, and Strovakovic and Barber Symphonies. We also have Strovakovic Symphony number 10 and Sibelius Complete Symphonies, Sibelius Symphonies, and Samantha Mavast Complete Works. We have Stellhammer Symphonies. We have Strauss number 2J, Most Famous Work, Waltzes. We have Skravich Conducts Skravich, The Very Best of Tchaikovsky, and Tchaikovsky Ballad Suite. We have Tchaikovsky Symphonies, which are the complete symphonies, Vivaldi The Four Seasons, Wagner Orchestral Music, and the world's greatest classical melodies. After that we have the 50 greatest pieces of classical music. Then we have Lipstick on Your Collar, Connie Francis, Talk on Corners, The Cause, Serenity, Culture Beat, Girls with the Guitars Live, Danny Wilde, On the Blue Side, Dave McKendrick. We have Live at Pompey, David Gilmour, The Greatest Songs, that's Love Songs by Des O'Connor. We have The Girl in the Other Room, Diana Krall, The Look of Love, Diana Krall, The Ultimate Collection from Diana Ross, The Best of Diana Washington, Honky Tonk Angels, Dolly Parton, Daydreaming, The Very Best of Doris Day by Doris Day, The Very Best of Dusty Springfield, Inspiration by Elkie Brooks, We've Got Tonight by Elkie Brooks, The Very Best of Ella Fitzgerald, Elvis 30, that's 30 number 1 hits by Elvis, Encore by N&M. We have Clapton Chronicles, The Very Best of Eric Clapton by Eric Clapton, The Complete Clapton by Eric Clapton, Forever Man, Eric Clapton, Riding with the King, Eric Clapton with B.B. King. The Power of a Woman, Eternal. Etta James, At Last, the original album. Man Without a Home, Eugene Idaway Bridges. The Final Countdown, Europe. Songbird, Eva Cassidy. And now we come to the late great blues rock guitarist Gary Moore, starting with After Hours. Gary Moore. After the War, Gary Moore. All the Best, Gary Moore. Back on the Streets, Gary Moore. Back to the Blues, Gary Moore. Bad for You Baby, Gary Moore. Ballads and Blues, 1982 to 1994, Gary Moore. The Best of the Blues, Gary Moore. Blues Alive, Gary Moore. Then we come on to Blues and Beyond from Gary Moore, which was recorded from his live selection of live concerts in 2020, I believe. And then we have Blues for Greenie, Gary Moore, and Blues for Jimmy by Gary Moore. In the next section, we have Gary Moore, Close As You Get, Gary Moore, The Collection, Gary Moore, Corridors of Power, Gary Moore, Days in Paradise, Gary Moore, Definitive Montreux, 1990, Gary Moore, Definitive Montreux, 1995, Gary Moore, Definitive Montreux, 1997, Gary Moore, Definitive Montreux, 1999, and Gary Moore, Definitive Montreux, 2001. Then we have the wonderful album, Gary Moore, Dirty Fingers, and G-Force by Gary Moore. Then we have a live album where Gary Moore was live at the Bush Hall in 2007. And then we have Live at Monsters of Rock. Then we have Live at Montreux 2010. Then we have Live at the Marquee, Live from London, Old Ballads, New Blues, Out in the Fields, the very best of, the Platinum Collection, Power of the Blues, Rocking Every Night, Run for Cover, Scars, Still Got the Blues, the 1990 album, Victims of the Future, We Want More, Wild Frontier. Then we have Girls Aloud, with Sound of the Underground, the greatest hits. Then we come on to the great Gloria Estefan with Anything for You, Cuts Both Ways, Greatest Hits, and Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me. Then we have Into the Light. Then we have Gracie Fields, Our Gracie, the very best of, and Appetite for Destruction by Guns N' Roses. Then we have 10 Good Reasons, Jason Donovan. Then we have the wonderful sound of Jim Reeves, with the very best of Jim Reeves. Then we have Jimi Hendrix live at Woodstock, and two Joanne Shaw Taylor albums. The first one is Reckless Heart, the second one is White Sugar. Then we have an album which was a combination of two singers, and they are Joe Bonamassa and Beth Hart, live in Amsterdam. Then we have Judy Garland with Over the Rainbow, the very best of. Then we have one of my all-time old favourite singers, which is Julie London, and she has the very best of and the Cry Me a River, the collection. Then we have an album that I have liked. I don't like some of their stuff, but this album from Keane, Hopes and Fears, is a wonderful, wonderful kind of rocky pop album. Then we have the country singer Kenny Rogers with the very best of, and the essential Kim Carnes. Then we have one of my other favourite artists in the pop world, and that's Kylie Minogue. I have 5 albums from Kylie, and they consist of Body Language, the album Disco, which is the 2020 most recent album. Then we have Enjoy Yourself, Fever, and the greatest hits. Leona Lewis Spirit. Leona Lewis is a wonderfully talented artist who has a great singing voice that is so wonderfully pitched, so wonderfully orchestrated when she is singing. Now, Lionel Richie, The Definitive Collection, another wonderful artist who is R&B type artist, but wonderful music, including the song All Night Long. Then we have I Legacy from Lisa Left Eyed Lobes, and it's really sad because Lisa had died in a car crash at an early age, and we never got to see her other solo albums that she made, and we never got to see how great she would be in her later life. Now we have Madonna and Confessions on the Dance Floor and the Immaculate Collection. Then we have Mariah Carey and Music Box. Then we come on to another favourite of mine, Marilyn Monroe, with Diamonds and the Greatest Hits. Then we have Martika, Toy Soldiers, the very best of, and Marty McCutcheon, You and Me and Us. Then we have Stronger with Each Tear, Mary J. Blige. Then we come on to Mel C with Northern Star, Misha Paris, the best of, and number ones by the late great Michael Jackson. Then we have Left in the Middle, Natalie Imbruglia, and then we have The Show Goes On, Neil Sedaka, he's a piano player. Then we have Nana Cherry, who has a great rapping style. She has great lyrics, she has great melodies and great poetry in the way she raps. Then we have The Very Best of the Nolans, which is an album that I really like. Then we have Come Away With Me, which is a classic jazzy, bluesy pop album by Norah Jones. Then we have Now 100 Hits, The Legends. Now That's What I Call Country. Now That's What I Call Music 95. And Now That's What I Call Music Now. And there are 100 hits from the top 100 nows. And I put that under Now That's What I Call Music. Then we have Can't Take Me Home, Pink, and Misunderstood from Pink. Then we have Crazy, the collection by the late great country singer Patsy Cline. And we have Petula Clark, Downtown, the collection. We have Phil Collins, the singles. We have Prince and the Revolution by Prince, who has a great song called Purple Rain. Then we have the Pussycat Dolls with PCD, the Pussycat Dolls. Then we have two albums from another wonderful lyrically poetic artist who's a rapper, and that is Queen Latifah. She has two albums. One is All Hail the Queen. The second one is Black Rain. And Ladies Love is on All Hail the Queen, which has another artist with her as well, Moni Love. And Unity is on the Black Rain album. And they are wonderful rap artists. Well, she's a wonderful rap artist. Then we have in this collection A Girl Gone Bad and A Girl Like Me by Rihanna. Rod Stewart, The Great American Songbook. Hot, Cool, Vicious by The Great Salt and Pepper. Then we have 5 albums from Sheena Easton, another great artist from my childhood area, and another wonderful singer. I think it's kind of a old style poppy style music, but their albums consist of Madness, Money and Music, A Private Heaven, Take My Time, The World of Sheena Easton, and You Could Have Been With Me. Then we have the wonderfully talented Dame Shirley Bassey with The Magic Is You. Then we have Shola Armour, Much Love, and the great rock and roll band Shawaddy Waddy with Best of Shawaddy Waddy. Then we have Sister Sledge We Are Family, Sonia, everybody knows. Then we have a great pop group called the Spice Girls. They did Forever and Spice. Now we move on to the great Status Quo and the late great Rick Parfitt. We Don't Stop, Heavy Traffic, In the Army Now, Perfect Remedy, Pictures, Live at Montreux, Quid Pro and Quo, Rock Till You Drop, Rocking All Over the World the Collection, Under the Influence, 12 Gold Bars, The Best Of by Stevie Ray Vaughan. Then we have another Stevie Ray Vaughan with Texas Flood and Taller in More Ways, the UK edition by the wonderful girl band the Sugar Babes. Then we have the Best of Susan Morgan and Texas, the Greatest Hits. Then we have 3 albums from a great rock band from around 1974-ish or somewhere like that. Thin Lizzy, comprised of Gary Moore, and he was the guitarist and helped with the other guitarists, and also Phil Lynott, who was the bassist and lead singer. Thin Lizzy have the Greatest Hits, Life Live, the album, and The Wild One. Then we have a wonderful teen singer with Tiffany and her album Tiffany. Then we have the wonderful singer Tina Turner with the Platinum Collection. Then we have TLC, which is another wonderful girl band that I like. Sexy, Crazy, Cool. Then we have a solo female artist with Toni Braxton and Breathe Again. T'Pau were a band, and they have Bridge of Spies. The Female Boss from the wonderful Talisa, who is a really powerful singer, great lyrics as well, and just a wonderful, stylish, poetic artist. Then we have U2, Songs of Innocence. Then we have the complete Scottish bagpipe collection. Then we have Elgar, Symphony No. 2, classical music. I don't know why it's there, but I can't get it up to where all my classical music is. Then I have TV themes. Then I have 100 Christmas hits and Xmas classics. Now I have 100 hits, wartime memories, 100 rock and roll hits and jukebox classics. I have smash hits of the 80s, and I have 2 Vera Lynn albums of the great Dame Vera Lynn, who recently passed away. And the first one is National Treasure, the Ultimate Collection. And then the other one is The Songs That Won the World War II. Then we have Reckless by Walter Trout, and two Whitney Houston albums which were pop, and one is the Ultimate Collection and the other one is Whitney. Now for me, music is my life. I love music. I have 285 albums. I have 17 days and 0.3 days and 848.07 gig. All my music is done in the highest possible Apple lossless quality, so I don't lose quality on my downloads from Amazon, which is where I got most of my music from. Now, when I get my music from Amazon, I download the music in zip, and then I unzip that file and then convert it with a free converter, which gives me the options to use Human Media Converter, which then gives me the option to choose Apple Lossless and choose the highest possible format that I can get, the bit rate and everything else at the highest possible. And I love my music. Now the late great Gary Moore was a blues artist, a rock artist. He could do jazz, he could do modern dance music, rock and roll, and blues. He was a very talented artist who could really use his fingers to make a guitar sing. The other music that I am listening to now is classical music. I wasn't a big fan back in my early teens. I was into lots of other music, but I really never listened to classical music. Now, classical music from Rachmaninoff, Tchaikovsky, Beethoven, and Brahms, Vaughan Williams. The first introduction I had to classical music was Greensleeves by Vaughan Williams, and it was part of the main theme tune to the Lassie TV series. Can't remember when that was first aired or when it ended, but it had the Lassie theme tune of Greensleeves. It was originally a sung version, an opera type version, but then they changed it to a orchestral version, and that's the version I like. All the classical music I've got now is beautiful. I love listening to classical music, and I've got Tchaikovsky, the complete symphonies. That's the one with the red cover on it. I think that's about 6 or 7 to 8 hours. I'm not sure about the time, but there's a lot of great classical music out there. I'm not a big fan of opera, but I will listen to violins and oboes and cellos and pianos and all those kinds of stringed instruments that make classical music what it is today.